everybody, and welcome to another episode of HP Critical, a podcast where my friends and I talk all things gaming. I am your host, Jerel, and I am joined by the HP Critical podcast crew, Kellie.
Hi.
Gabe.
Hello.
And Brendan.
Yo.
So usually I ask how you guys are doing, and I ask what you've been playing. I'm not doing that today.
What? No,
Only
I have a lot to say.
Because we have a crap ton of stuff to get through
Damn
for
it.
what we had.
He just
But
doesn't care about
if
us.
we in the end, 100% I want to know what you guys have been playing and how you've been doing. But I kind of just want to jump into all the stuff we have for today.
Okay.
A lot of news that's been happening. And I actually want to start with something that Kellie and I are excited for, which is Shadowlands. And the reason I want to start with Shadowlands is because World of Warcraft Shadowlands was the fastest selling PC game of all time, according to BusinessWire.com. And Kellie is streaming sometimes as she plays through World of Warcraft for the first time. So really quick, Kellie, how are you liking WoW?
I love it. I haven't gotten to Shadowlands yet, because you have to be a certain level, obviously, but, like, I can't stop playing it. Like, the side quests are amazing. I mean, everything's amazing about it. Like, I just don't ever want to stop. No one watches me stream it, so I'm, like, kind of torn, but I just want to keep playing it, so I just haven't.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. It's a great game. I've been playing since 2006, and I literally stopped playing back on every expansion. So I'm pretty sure I'll probably go into Shadowlands at some point. But the reason I want to bring this is because I don't know if you guys remember, but on a previous podcast we talked about how this game was actually delayed for a few weeks before its release.
Yeah,
You guys remember when we talked? And the reason I want to bring it up is because there's another game that people feel like should have been delayed, that was not, that has been released, that people have been having lots of issues with, and that game happens to be Cyberpunk. So, before I go into all the bullshit about, CD Projekt Red and Cyberpunk and why everybody hates it and what's going on with it, I have to say that I've been playing the game, and I do think that there are a lot of issues with it, but I'm also surprisingly having a lot of fun playing Cyberpunk 2077 because I am really big on stories. It has a lot of story, it has a lot of choice, it has a lot of really great characters in the game, but at the same time, I started it, when I first started it, it was unplayable. I couldn't play it, like, at all. I did the day one patch. I still have characters in T-poses, like, when I was walking around in the club and this lady's just like this the whole time, and I was like, what? Like, what's going on? A game shouldn't be released in this state, but at the same time, I kind of understand the process of wanting to get a game out that's been delayed for 7 months, but also, I mean, you can't release your game like this. So basically what I want to ask you guys is, now that Cyberpunk 27 is out and it's been having all these issues, and let me preface this by saying that the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One version of the game is completely unplayable. It got a 4 on IGN as a score, which is like, I don't even remember reading a score that low. And the textures are just not there. CD Projekt Red actually came out and they were saying that they were aware of, basically they said they were aware of how badly the game performs on last-gen consoles. For anyone who also doesn't know, when they provided review codes for the game, they only provided them on PC. They didn't provide them for any consoles, and as well as not only providing them for PC specifically, no one was able to upload content from their playthrough in their reviews. So all the reviews were video footage from CD Projekt Red until a few days before the game was released. So essentially, people feel really bad about the fact that this company knew what was going to happen. They took everyone's money, and I'm going to wrap up another news story in this, which was that Cyberpunk made a profit in day one, as in they surpassed what they put into production for the game on the day that it was released. Like, day one, they've already surpassed what they put into making the game. And that also reminded me of the conversation that we had before, which was that all these devs are going to get bonuses if once the game comes out. So I'm very interested to see what's going to happen with that, especially since they've already broken even on 7 years of work. They're also offering refunds on the PS4 and Xbox One versions of the game because they perform so bad. But they've also been And they've also been having some issues because they sent out a tweet that said go to the PlayStation Network and go through Xbox to get a refund if you bought digitally, but people have been having issues trying to get refunds from PlayStation and Xbox. So a lot of people are stuck with this game. Some people want their refund. Some people are just like, hey, we're going to wait until the free update comes out. And for anyone who played The Witcher, everybody knows that The Witcher is one of those games that has been updated for years, and CD Projekt Red is really good at updating their titles for people to play. Now, having said all of that, how do you guys feel about the current standing of Cyberpunk 2077?
I haven't played it.
Yeah, I haven't played it either, so all I can offer is just my raw reaction to pretty much everything you said. I feel like this game was like, okay, the CD Projekt Red has like a reputation for like, you know, their mentality when it comes to releasing games is it'll come out when it's ready to come out. But the thing about Cyberpunk, it was like one of their like biggest games. So I feel like I almost feel like this isn't necessarily the developers' fault. I feel like it's more of a management thing. And the reason why I say that is because it seems to be running fine in next-gen versions, but obviously the problems are with the PS4 and Xbox One version, so clearly those weren't ready. But like I feel like obviously the solution would be to have like another delay, but of course, because marketing kept pushing this game out and they kept telling him, hey, this isn't ready yet, but it's like, all right, we'll delay it. Hey, it's still not ready. Like, we'll delay it again. It's like, and then it feels like someone's about to raise their finger. It's like, no more. It comes out at the end of this year. Make it work. And like, but sir, no, I said now.
The thing is that it was supposed to come out like 6 months ago. It got delayed by a lot. Yeah. So how was it not like already out? Like, how would it not have been optimized for PS4 and Xbox One then? They were the only systems out.
That's the main thing that's like confusing me because sure, I get clearly at some point they optimized it for next gen, clearly. But this game was originally in development for PS4 and Xbox One. Yeah. So how did that get scraped under the rug so hard that the next-gen versions and PC versions are doing suitably well enough to get a decent review from IGN, but the last-gen version that they're supposedly working on for like 7 years suddenly just got so bad? Like, what happened?
I want to add 2 more things to this conversation. The first one being that people have also at the state of this game, especially because, and this is another thing we talked about, the fact that they made the company crunch, and even after months of crunch, the product that we've gotten. So a lot of people are saying that, you know, crunch doesn't work, it was unnecessary. Like, why did you make your developers crunch only to publish the game the way that it is? And also, the PS5 and Xbox Series X versions are not optimized yet. We don't have the optimized patch for those current versions. So essentially, everyone's playing the backwards compatibility version on next-gen consoles, which is why I'm playing on it and still have characters in T-pose. And, you know, we won't get those updates until 2020. So they haven't even technically been optimized for next-gen.
Right, that too. It's just, it feels like, I feel bad for the devs. I'm going to be real. Because as you were saying about the whole, the fact that it made its profit in day one, so clearly the devs are being paid for their work. That's nice. But like, as far as like all the backlash is coming off from like, you know, marketing and bad PR, this is all getting now, it feels like they're taking the hits when really this feels more like a management problem, because I really feel like, especially since they were crunching, whether it was mandatory or voluntary, it doesn't matter. They were working hard to make sure this game was released. And it still came out when it did, like having all these issues. I just really feel for them. I really don't feel it's their fault. I just really feel it's like a management thing. Like the whole thing was like mismanaged terribly, and it probably really could have used another delay, but that would have made some bad PR. I don't know what the winning solution to this situation was, if I'm being perfectly honest. I feel like the solution to this problem was to not, like the big, what is it? E3 2019, where they had that big trailer of Keanu Reeves. Was it last year? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Assuming it's been a long year, bro.
It has.
I don't know what day it is.
But assuming that's right, and that E3 2019 was that big Keanu Reeves trailer, you know, once you do a trailer like that, that game needs to come out that year or the year after. So, like, the minute that trailer went on, now, whether they knew it or not, they had a deadline to meet. It's no longer the CD Projekt Red game. Oh, we can release it when it's done. No, that's the biggest marketing. You had Keanu Reeves on stage. There's memes that came from that with the breathtaking thing. that has to come out. Like, I think the people, the management saw all that and realized, no, this game must release by 2020. There is no 2021 at this point. It has to. And it is what it is. Maybe if COVID hadn't happened, things would have been better. But, like, I think that's just where it all started. I think E3 2019 is where this sad state of affairs was, where this all started. And once they were on that bad thing, there's little that they could have done, I think, to have really fixed the situation. We're in it now, and they'll just have to do the best that they can. It's a shitty situation.
Was it someone on this podcast that said they were trying to release for holiday so they could get the money for next gen and holiday stuff? Was it here? Did we say that, or did I hear that somewhere else?
I don't remember.
You know, it might have been here, but I'm not sure. And obviously that could have been another fact as well. Besides that, it must release 2020. That certainly could have been a thing too. And you know, it most likely was, because next gen consoles were out. This game was out, so you know, it was touted as this big next gen title, despite being being released for the previous gens as well. So you know, that probably contributed as well. It's the Sonic 06 thing all over again. Just maybe not as bad, because at least this game will get patched and hopefully eventually be good. But it's a very similar.
I also feel a little bad for the devs as well. But there are still a lot of things that I think this game. And I was one of the people in the chat that was like, you know, at some point you have to put this game out. But having the game,
yeah,
having the game, I'm like, you know what? Y'all probably maybe should have taken more time. One of the things also that happened was that one of the reporters who was working on the game, she ended up having a seizure because of the flashing. She had an epileptic episode because of the flashing lights in the game, and so she completely, you know, destroyed for this as a games journalist. Like, people literally sent her videos, trying to send her into an epileptic.
Yeah, that
shock.
was shitty.
People
Fuck those
were
people,
assholes.
just straight up.
And it was just something that she mentioned. She was like, hey, if you're going to play this game, unlike what CD Projekt Red didn't do, which was they include a warning for this. And so she, you know, she's reviewing the game. She ended up having a seizure while reviewing the game, and she used that to write about it for other people so that this wouldn't happen to other people. And the devs definitely heard her. They did, or I don't know if they've done it. I'm assuming they did do it already, because there have been a few updates. So they've updated the game so that that section is not as intense as it was. And they've also updated it with a warning. So they've been very open about doing things like that. But, you know, after 7 years, the press for this game just gets worse and worse. Gabe, did you want to jump in on this? Because I think you had something to say.
I didn't think I was going to be the bad guy so early on, but I don't feel bad for the devs. I don't. I think while, yeah, at a certain point, it was management taking over and saying, we need this game out by now. A lot of these projects, you know, they start similar ways. You know, you get a timeline. You know, the timeline's obviously always moving. It's always being fixed. So at some point, it had to be like, yeah, we can get this game out by this time. And then another thing, like, because someone mentioned, you know, we were mentioning about, you know, how it was announced 7 years ago, and you know, the consoles that were out, why isn't it running better on those? But PC and next gen is. I was looking. And I'm not too familiar with Project Red, but I'm sorry, is that what they're called?
Yes, CD
Yeah,
Projekt Red.
for some reason my mind blanked out. No, okay, sorry, that was a moot point, completely moot point. I was looking at something else, but like the way it seems like they were, you know, focusing more on the PC version of the game and kind of just get. No, I know what you're gonna say, and like it makes sense, but like I think that's a big factor about it. And again, it was announced 2012. That doesn't mean they started development 2012, but it could have been that as they started development, you know, that's when the rumors of like all these next gen consoles started falling in, and it was kind of that mindset of like, you know, let's get it for PC to run great, and then let's start, you know, kinking out the next gen stuff that we're gonna be able to work with. And I don't know, like the way the PS4 and the Xbox One version of the game look, like there's nothing you can do to tell me that's gonna make me feel bad for the devs the way that game came out, because there was a statement that came out, you know, the statement we kept talking about, and it says they knew the current gen. Well, it's been several weeks. It's time to call it the last gen. They knew the last gen version sucked. They knew that, the last gen version was going to look far worse than what it looks like, on the newer consoles and on PC. So for me, it's hard to feel bad for anybody when you come out and you tell the public audience, like, hey, yeah, we know it looked like shit, but we weren't focusing on the last gens. We were focusing on PC and PS5. So I feel no sympathy.
Hey, Gabe, real quick before you continue. Did you see the interviews with the actors after, like, before this final season of Game of Thrones came out?
Which one? I saw several.
Yeah, no, I was just
One
I'm
where
just
they're
thinking about
like,
it.
we can't say anything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many. The reason why I bring them up now is because, like, it's like I'm not necessarily it's the exact same situation, but it's like the actors knew that there was like something wrong here, and they were just like, eh. So imagine the same thing where where the game's coming out, and the devs do know. Like, I agree with you, and the game's coming out. And it's like, we didn't finish this game.
I also want to say really quickly that you're right, Gabe. It's a timeline for this stuff, and that's what you have a game director for. So, I don't blame devs, right? I think they went to work and did their job as best as they could. They could have been doing what Brandon said, which is just like, hey, I don't think this is done. I don't think we should release it. But when your game director says, who cares? It has to go out at this point because of X, Y, and Z reason, there's literally, nothing you can do except say, hey, I worked on this. I don't think it's ready. I'm sorry, everybody, that it's coming out right now, but that's the way it is. And that's why I was complaining and talking mad shit when Neil Druckmann won Game of the Year or whatever, Best Game Director for Last of Us 2. Because,
yes,
okay, but I feel like that game also had some issues with its development and the way that it was handled. And so, like, those are the people you in my opinion, those are the people you should blame, not a dev who worked really hard on getting this to work. But that's
another point I was gonna make. Another reason why I said I feel bad for the devs is because this means they're not done. Like, usually when a game is finished, that means like you can more or less get a skeleton crew and just like have them work on DLC and patches and whatnot, right? But no, if they're running that bad, they are literally not finished with this game yet. Those devs did not. Most game devs can get their celebration like, we finished development. Yeah, they're not done. They are not done. They may not be done until the end of 2021, and that's just speaking optimistically, if it's running this bad.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is why you get a union to fight this type of stuff.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's really hard though. Oh, freaking Gabe is like, unionize, get the people.
I mean, because the thing is,
there should be, but it's like nobody will join. Okay, games is a really hard industry to get people to do that because everybody wants to work in it. I'm gonna fucking push your head down so I can get into gaming. They're not gonna have a union because everybody wants in, and they're like, I'll work for cheaper than that person. I don't care. Like, everyone wants in. The demand is so high for those jobs. Like, getting a union in there would be ideal, but like, everyone wants to work in there. That's like the worst environment to try to get a union.
And I know as soon as I said unionize, there's one of our listeners rolled their head. I personally work in a company that has a union, and you can roll your head as much as you want. Unions help, and
unions
so
are
like
good.
they extremely are. So like, I know this is off topic, but if there's someone out there listening that really wants to fight for the good of the world, for the love of God, start bringing unions into gaming, because I'm telling you, we're going to be a lot happier if that happens. Because we can avoid things like this.
Also, please remember, they are not based in the U.S., right? So they even have, and this is
Polish
something that we talked about as well, they even have different demands and restrictions when it comes to overtime work. So like we mentioned, that their crunch is not the same thing as something like Naughty Dog's crunch for Last of Us 2, which, hey, the crunch apparently awards you best game director. Who knew? Yes, I'm still salty about that. I am still salty about that. I am. But one of the things that I think was very interesting with their statement is that they did say that they didn't allow users to make an informed decision, which I think is completely true, because all we've seen about Cyberpunk 2077 is, videos from provided by CD Projekt Red, which are, you know, in-game shots of how good this game looks. And then you buy it and it's something completely different. And I think it's really not okay to take people's money in that manner and present them with. I think at this point, like, that was just false advertising.
Sure.
Like, if
Yeah.
I played on PS4 and it looked like that, fuck yes, I don't want my money. Like, that's so unfair to your player base, and I think that's what bothers me the most about the situation, because I'm okay with waiting for updates. Like, I'm not going to be crazy about it, but I also am privileged enough to have a PS5 and be able to play the game, so I understand that. But basically, to lie to your player base to get money and then to break even day one and then still have this product out, like, some studio head should feel like really like an asshole right now. Like, this is literally big corporation versus like us, and like they've won because they already took our money.
They should feel like more of an
it's really
asshole.
hard. It's also really hard for us to get our money back because Sony's having issues. Like, people going through Sony are having issues trying to get refunds. People going through Xbox are having issues to get refunds, and CD Projekt Red is just like, hey, get your refund from PlayStation, and PlayStation's like, hey, get your refund from them. Sorry.
Actually, two things now that you mentioned that. One, from my experience, Sony's customer service sucks.
It's bad. Yeah.
Trying to do anything with your PlayStation is gonna be a nightmare. And the other thing is, whoever, I can't, you literally said it and then it just ran over my head. You like gave it a title, but what are the game director, whatever the companies, the big guns of CD Projekt Red should feel like more of an asshole, because not only, you know, if it's true that they forced the game out in whatever timestamp that it was supposed to come out, they forced it out. Not only are people really dissatisfied with the game, but they're not the ones getting the death threats. They're not the ones that have to open their inbox and, you know, read some ridiculous thing because little Johnny in the United States is having a bitch fit because his game's not running like, you know, it's supposed to be. Like, again, and we see this all the time. I follow a lot of, you know, game industry people, and it's something that, you know, we talk about toxicity in the gaming industry, and I don't think it's something that's ever been tackled because they just pass by over it, because, you know, freedom of speech, and people, like, I get it, you're excited for it. Like, if Elder Scrolls 6 came out and it ended up running up like an old 1990 PC game, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna sit in my chair, in this very chair, and I'm gonna turn red in the face. I am gonna unleash 1,000 curse words that I don't know where they come from, but I'm not gonna sit there and think, oh, well, this game sucks, so because it sucks, I'm gonna threaten someone's life over it. Just get over it, dude. Like, I get it. You don't like the game. It's hard to get your refund.
So speaking of Little Johnny, I found out that this was, thanks to Kelly, I found out that this was a hoax.
Still
Well,
mad.
But apparently, according to gamingbible.co.uk, Activision banned a 6-year-old Call of Duty Warzone player during a stream. So we found out it was a hoax, but I did want to bring it up because I know you guys you might have had something to say about it. So, and I'm sorry that I'm moving away from Cyberpunk, but we spent a very long time on it. So, segueing as I do. So when you guys saw that, what were the thoughts?
I was mad.
I was
So
mad. Yeah.
I'll let you take this one,
Why?
Kelly, because
No, I was okay. I saw it, and because Gabe and I are always talking about whenever like kids should not be playing Call of Duty, and
Yes.
also it's really funny to pick on them sometimes. And
Yeah.
like and Gabe made that kid cry, and it was so funny. And then
been
so whenever
racist.
this kid gets like banned, and I was like, I put it in the chat so that we could like laugh at this kid together.
Oh my
And then
God.
I find out that it's like fake, and I'm like, what the, like, I wanted to like laugh at a child getting banned from Call of Duty. Like, why am I not allowed to do that?
I love that your entire purpose was like, guys, let's laugh at this child.
Bro,
That,
it's like,
okay, why else would I put it in the podcast channel? So that Gabe and I could laugh.
Oh my
That was why.
You
but, like,
know,
in the serious aspect of it, like, yes, I do like making fun of kids when they're playing games they shouldn't be. But again, don't be, okay, look, I told you the story. Just don't be racist. If you say anything mean to me, I'm gonna say something mean back. I grew up in Miami. It's just, we're not nice people. But like, in the business of it, like, you shouldn't, like, one of the reasons I was mad finding out that it was a hoax is because he's 6 years old. And it might it might have not been a real story, but there are 6-year-old kids out there playing rated M games. And I was gonna write an article about it. I was gonna be like, oh, the ESRB ratings have to be respected again. And it's true. You can't. I get it. These kids see all these things on TV. They go on YouTube. They see, all this. They see Warzone. They see all these cool games. But that's not for you. It's rated M for a very specific reason. And I'm not one of those people who believes, like, oh, games influence kids to be violent. I don't. I just think it's a matter of principle. Like, when I grew up, I wasn't allowed rated M games. The first time I got a rated M game, I was 15, which when I grew up, it was a lot later than kids, my age. I had kids playing Call of Duty. I had friends playing Call of Duty when they were like 10, 9. And
aren't you like 17 right now?
Make me younger, yes, please.
I'm sorry.
No, he just acts like it.
I do. But even if I was 17, I'm allowed to buy the game because it's rated M, and that's the age you're supposed to do it. But like,
yeah.
And I know a lot of parents don't want to, they buy these games and stuff for their kids, so they shut up and don't bother them about it. But like, you're a parent, dude. Put your foot down. Like,
yeah,
you need to do your. I know you're not into games, but you need to do your research. Like, if my mom had bought me Dark Souls when I was 10, and she later found the game was, extremely violent and very gruesome at some points, she would have been like, "What the fuck is this?" And I would have never been able to play video games again. And
then he wouldn't be on this podcast.
No video
exactly.
games.
We wouldn't know each other. We wouldn't know each other, and Jerel would live a happier, stress-free life because I wouldn't be bothering him every time.
You also may never play Breath of the Wild. I don't know if this is a completely true ending timeline.
I feel like Brandon would have gotten you into Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
If you would have tried again.
I tried on 2017. It didn't work.
Like, it's on the box for a reason. Rated M, mature 17 plus. Like, I don't like, and I know this. You act like an adult. You shouldn't be egging people on when you're online. But if I'm playing online and I'm trashing you, I am like giving you headshot after headshot, I'm gonna talk my trash. I need to be able to talk my trash to someone who's not gonna start crying. Like, I play with my cousin sometimes, and I'll call him names. He doesn't sit there and cry about it. He'll start being better than me, and he'll start calling me names. And it's stop letting little kids play rated M games.
I think it's more than just the principle, or rather, I don't think it is the principle of letting kids play rated M games. I think it's what you said. Like, games are made for a specific audience, and it's great when games are everyone's allowed to play everything. But that's like, the conversation of making an easy mode for Sekiro. I know Sekiro's not for me. I'm not going to play that shit because it's too hard. I know that a shit ton of scary games are not for me. That's why I watch Kellie play them, so I don't have to. Like, I am aware that I don't want my child playing Call of Duty because I know that is not for him, or her. It's not like it's rated M for a reason. It's kind of like, well, video games are very unique because they span a bunch of different ages, right? And one of the things I always talk about is how I'm super excited about the marketing for the Switch because it's really become more of a young adult product in their marketing than a child's video game console when it first came out, and now it like spans adults and children, and then you got like the whole nostalgia trip of like how that works out. But when you see a Call of Duty marketing scheme or a trailer, nothing and that says bring your kids, right? Like, nothing. I'm not even like, I'm thinking about playing Cold War on PS5 with adaptive triggers. Like, your tiny baby 6-year-old hands aren't even gonna appreciate what's happening, like the difference that you feel when you're shooting in different with shooting with different guns. Like, there's a lot of stuff that just doesn't. Oh my god, stop it. Okay, my dog's going crazy. Ugh. Anyway, there's a lot of stuff that just doesn't. If it's not for you, it's not for you. Damn it. That's it. If it's not for you, it's not for you. So speaking of games that people can play, any ages can play. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I have a really good segue for this. Okay, so speaking of games that all ages can play, one of them is Fortnite. Oh. And Fortnite, actually, I wanted to bring it up really quickly because I don't know if you guys have seen, but it was very interesting. Fortnite had has added Master Chief and Kratos,
yes,
which really cool to see. So I booted up my PS5 and turned on Fortnite, and I saw Master Chief on the PlayStation menu, which was really just mind-boggling.
Yeah, on a PlayStation 5, yeah, that's extreme.
And then the same thing over on Xbox, like you boot it up and you see Kratos, this like huge exclusive guy, like in front of your screen. It was really, really cool.
Huge exclusive daddy. Sorry.
Thank you. Actually, correct. He is a huge exclusive daddy, just like another daddy we're going to talk about right after this. But Kellie, your face. Oh my god. But so the reason I brought it up is because I was first because it's a piece of news, but also I wanted to talk to you guys about the difference between Fortnite and Smash because we just watched the trailer for Sephiroth being in Smash Bros. Like right before this recorded, we just saw the breakdown, and I think I was listening to the podcast Beyond. I don't know. I was listening to some podcast and they were talking about Fortnite versus Smash. And they were talking about which one is more, which one is the bigger crossover. And I am 100% convinced that it is Fortnite, right?
Yeah.
But I wanted you guys' opinion on Fortnite versus Smash. Who has the better crossover? Really quick.
Wait, hold on. But before we go into this, when you say, okay, all right. When you say better crossover, do you mean who better but like, do you mean who better implements, the new kid, their crossover characters, or like, no?
Who has the better licenses? Which one is cooler? Damn it.
Oh, okay. Well,
here's the thing. Because Fortnite covers both popular shows and movies and media with occasional video game characters like Kratos and Master Chief. Whereas Smash is just a celebration of video game in general. It used to be just a Nintendo crossover series. Now just any game series is in there. The question
except Kingdom Hearts. Sorry.
Oh my god.
Anyways, moving right along. The Fortnite characters that are in there, like the crossover, like your Marvel, your Star Wars, and stuff like that. I give credit where credit's due. They are really represented well because they get their weapons, even if that said weapon was. It's not a meat costume, in other words. It's not like It's not like Iron Man is just a skin that you can just go pew pew with. Like he gets repulsors, he gets to fly. It's Iron Man. Same thing with the Mandalorian. Same thing with Kratos. You're getting the character in Fortnite. So in that respect, both of the Fortnite and Smash pay respect to their characters by not just making them just skins that are just doing things. Again, excluding meat costume, that's a different thing. I can't answer this though because Fortnite. I don't know. I don't know how many Fortnite characters are there. Like I know Marvel, I know Star Wars, and I know the latest ones. Most recent was Walking Dead, which I think just came out today.
Yep.
But I have not been actively following Fortnite, so I don't know who else has been thrown into this game.
The reason I asked, and Kellie, I'm gonna go to you next because I know you had something to say about it. But the reason I ask is because I think it's really cool. Like you got Kratos, you got Master Chief, you got Star Wars, you got Marvel. Like you literally, they're not restrained by just video games. Which and then you have Ninja. Like you've got nonsense. Like you have literal nonsense in Fortnite. Anybody is in Fortnite. You got Walking Dead in Fortnite, which is essentially like Fortnite has just become a marketing scam. Like throw your shit in there. Honestly, it has throw your shit in there if you want it to be popular. Somebody's gonna pay for it.
I can't believe that Fortnite event was a prequel to Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, you see, that's the bullshit I'm talking about. Like, what is going on?
I mean, a bullshit event for a bullshit movie.
But another one I'm gonna pass up. Smash is, I think, like you said, a celebration of video games, and so for me, I think that Kratos as a character in Fortnite does not have the same impact as Sephiroth as a character in Smash. One, because, you know, we're all about video games here. We're talking about video games all the time. It's like a celebration of video games, like you said. The implementation, you know, each character gets music, stages, new moves. Like, they bring so much more to the game than Master Chief in Fortnite. And so for me, personally, and I haven't seen any of you guys get as hyped for a character reveal in Fortnite as you have for Smash. Like, we don't have Smash reactions in the same way that we have, well, Fortnite reactions in the same way that we'll have Smash reactions. So for me, it's 100% Smash. Like, Fortnite's cool, but there are way more skins than implementation. Kelly, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, no, I mean, they're just like, it's just like skins. I remember they did the Harley Quinn one. That was like super cute. I don't really play Fortnite, but like, Fortnite is just one of those companies though that like they just like take your property and they don't pay you for it, and then like they get like make like a ton of money, but then they don't ever pay you for like your dance or whatever. Like I don't know.
That is
They don't give you any credit or anything, so like I don't really feel like I want to say them, and also they don't have baby Sephiroth in their games, so
They
I really
do not.
They don't.
They
don't. There's no Final Fantasy in Fortnite yet.
Not at all.
So if you put Sephiroth in there, I mean,
automatic win. Automatic win.
So while Octa slashing people while they're trying to build. Okay, Square, put them in. I want to see who does Sephiroth better now.
So while we're
Wow, I didn't get to say my turn.
Right,
wow. I was actually gonna say something before I said my turn. You're gonna be disappointed, but the next time we boot up Fortnite, you're gonna see me in the Mandalorian outfit.
Because you are a sucker who paid for it. Do you see? This is what I'm talking about. He's literally who Fortnite panders to. He's gonna spend. How much was it?
Whoa, the pass?
Yes.
It was only $8.
And $8. Not to mention, characters for Smash are $5, and you get a stage and music to go along with the character. And all you got was what? A skin?
Well, that was my next part. Damn. I was gonna say
money on nonsense in video games. Like
that
nonsense.
I just like Star Wars. It's a cool outfit.
Listen, I've spent more money on video games, outfits, and video games than probably video games. Seriously.
Don't do that,
but that's the thing, though. I normally don't do that. Like, I normally just like, all right, that's a cool cosmetic skin, but I'm not gonna pay money for that.
I literally bought like me costumes before this podcast.
I love dressing my character.
Hold on, but this is where my next point is going to. I think Smash does crossovers better. One, because it's not limited time until God knows when.
That's
like literally
true.
all
That's
these things,
true.
all the Fortnite things are limited time, and then you don't know when they're coming back. Like, I think there was a year break between Marvel appearances. They did the Avengers, they did Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, and Thanos, and then it wasn't until another year before we got, you know, them returning. But then we also got Wolverine, and we got a couple others I don't remember right now.
Can I ask you a question, Gabe?
Yeah.
Do you also have to do an actual quest to unlock the Mandalorian skin, or do you just get it automatically when you buy the battle pass?
You get the original skin from like the first season. You get it automatically, but then as you do different quests, you get like the different Beskar armor plates. So you start shining.
So you paid $8 to be basic until you do the quest so that you could get more?
Jerel, have you seen me? I am the definition of basic. Yes. If you ever see me
He's wearing a
out of
Christmas onesie. If you can't see it, he's wearing a
But it has
Christmas
rum on
onesie.
it, so it
and my
has
ugly
respect.
Christmas sweater is a freaking reindeer saying, "Where's the party?" Like, hello. And then if it's not Christmas time and you ever see me out in the street, you know what I'm wearing? I'm wearing a regular plain t-shirt, gym shorts, and sneakers. That's it. I don't put thought into anything cosmetic. But as I was saying, I think Smash does it better because one,
I didn't hear anything you said. I broke it again.
where'd you break
I
up?
heard that you walk around basic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
was-
I heard everything he said.
Yeah, that's literally the last thing I said.
Oh,
But yeah,
okay.
Go ahead.
Cause to me, like, you know, when you get a crossover in Smash, you know, you're not just getting a character skin. You're getting your own character, a whole new character with their own moves, you know, their own move sets. They have their own different skins, but like, you know, when someone's coming into Fortnite, they're just coming in like, yeah, like maybe I haven't seen, I don't know if Kratos had his like has his Leviathan axe, but like you just come in and start shooting people. So it's not. I think Fortnite reaches a greater audience because it's available on more platforms and because you have kids playing it and you have adults that made
Spend $8 for Star Wars outfits.
this man keeps going on about it. But you mentioned Ninja earlier, and like no one knew who the fuck Ninja was before Fortnite. I don't. This man came out of nowhere, but he started streaming, and now he gets his own skin in the game. But I guess between us, the four of us, we can all agree that again, we get more excited for Smash stuff than Fortnite stuff. Like if you told me Mario was coming into Fortnite, I would look at you like you're out of your fucking mind. I don't want to see Mario with a gun. That's not Mario.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Thomason said.
I don't care how many fan clips I've seen of Mario shooting up Bowser. That doesn't make sense. But if you get what the heck, what's this guy's name from Fortnite? Steve? No, that's Minecraft. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Jonesy?
Shooting up Bowser sounds like Mario doing drugs.
And that's the thing. Usually, when you see those fan clip arts, it's usually Mario has like a doobie in his mouth or something. He's like,
Oh
"Mama,
my
Bowser, what you
God.
doing here?"
God, I know
Like,
those videos you're talking about.
I have no. What are you?
I have no idea.
I know exactly what he's talking about. I hate it though.
Yeah, thank you, Brandon. But if you get the guy Jonesy, if you get Jonesy from Fortnite into Smash, people, not people, but the kids are gonna be like, oh, "Holy shit, man! Fortnite's in Smash! Oh my god!"
Why are you being Mickey Mouse right now?
Because my voice was like I was slowly putting it to be a kid's voice, but then like it cracked halfway and it stayed with the Disney theme. So I was like, I'm just gonna keep rolling with that. But like, so I think Smash does crossovers, and my point is completely moot now because we're all focusing on voice. So we're just gonna move on from that.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, I will say this: that I would not have gotten as excited for the Smash reveal if it wasn't Sephiroth. Like,
Yeah.
specifically.
Mm-hmm.
After I've been playing
was
Final Fantasy
here
VII
for a
Remake,
reaction.
that was like perfect timing. I
Yeah.
would have been like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
I think it was just like a perfect storm of like, we
Yeah.
all got excited because I knew who it was, but like any other Smash reveal, like Steve, I was like, okay, I don't give a shit, like.
Yeah, I think that was all of us. That was all of us.
Alone.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that was like a perfect timing kind of thing, and with like, I don't know, with Fortnite, it was just like Master Chief,
Oh,
okay,
yeah, Master
like
Chief,
Yeah. Like literally the coolest thing was seeing them on other consoles. It wasn't even seeing them in the game. Like literally the coolest thing was me seeing Master Chief on my PlayStation 5.
And I
like
totally thought Kratos was exclusive to the PlayStation version of Fortnite, and then I heard it was on other platforms. Like, excuse me? Same thing with Master Chief.
Platform.
Yeah.
yeah, they're not gonna do that anymore.
I mean,
So
that's just my Fortnite ignorance talking, but yeah.
while we're talking about Smash,
Smash.
Smash. While we're talking about Smash,
The way you said it was weird. I'm sorry, the way you said it was weird. Smash.
Put on my accent. While we're talking about Smash, we do have a reaction video up that you guys should go watch if you haven't seen it. React to it. Gabe's not there because I was trying to add him and I took too long.
He's at the very end.
He's at the very end. But,
Don't worry, I'll slip in shit.
But okay. Thoughts on Sephiroth. Really quick thoughts on Sephiroth. On we saw his kit today. How you felt when he was shown off, etc. Go.
Okay, cool.
Hot.
So
Hot. One word. Hot.
Sephiroth's kit is really cool, and he doesn't look extremely complicated to use like Steve was. Steve had a lot going on with his Minecraft mechanics. Sephiroth, you got two different types of flares that do some damage. You can do some creative stuff with it, but otherwise it's pretty simple. You can turn his up thing into a regular slash or an octa slash, his trademark move. He can reflect. It's pretty cool. His final smash is Supernova, just a really fast version of Supernova. Like, how long is that Supernova in FF7? Wasn't it like 3 minutes for that one attack?
That shit was so long.
Yeah, but when Sakurai showed it off, that was like 3 seconds. Like, it was so sped up, but it was the same move. But yeah, Supernova looks cool. I'm so happy that this is a redemption arc for the Final Fantasy VII music because, bro, what's up?
I said don't hit your desk.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Smash it.
Like,
just
anyway. I am so happy that, we only had the battle theme and the boss theme for Final Fantasy VII Music and Smash, which is unacceptable considering how many other songs but now we're getting 9 new songs, and which is going to make it a total for 11 songs, and 4 of them are arrangements. Okay, don't give me that look, because we had like nothing. The fact that there's even
he was giving me the look.
Because Gabe just threw his clothes in the corner, and I hate that. And I was gonna tell him to pick it up. I'm so sorry. It wasn't you. It was like Gabe being messy. I'm so sorry.
Okay, fair. Anyway, but yeah, 4 of them are arrangements. And that's completely unexpected.
I'm super excited. Yeah.
That has never happened for a Square music because FF7, just literally 2 songs. The Dragon Quest, it was 8 songs, but they're all ripped directly from the game. So yeah, we're getting 9.
Actually, that's not true. I think there's 2. No, there's actually three Dragon Quest songs that were remixed.
Are they? I thought there was at least.
Yeah, because they took songs from the first 3 games. You can't put the regular files into the game. It's gonna sound like shit. It's gonna be like.
That's true. That's true. Well, anyway, I'll take your word for it. But yeah, I'm just happy that there's a lot more music. I called all the Mii costumes. It was Tifa, Barrett, and Aerith. I even called Gino. I knew this was the time that Gino was gonna be dead from being character, just be a Mii costume, and it was. Chocobo was kind of a surprise, but I figured they had to get him in there eventually. I just wish that like the Chocobo's there and his theme was playing, but it's not actually in the game.
I was so mad when I didn't see the Chocobo theme in the game. I was like, what the hell? Y'all literally just tried me.
But like they did it again with Gino too. Like when Gino appeared on screen, they had the Forest Mushroom theme from Super Mario RPG, but that song is still not getting added to the game. I'm like, damn it, that's such a good song. Put it in. My take is that if the song is in the trailer, it should be in the game. That's
I agree.
And Sephiroth's challenge, super dope. You can get Sephiroth 5 days early.
Today,
cool.
You can get him right now. I already got him.
Literally, if you're watching this podcast and you haven't gotten Sephiroth yet, you can get him. No matter whether it's an official date or the Sephiroth challenge going, you can get Sephiroth right now. So go get him. I don't think there's anything else to say. Sephiroth looks like a super cool character. Oh, his classic mode is a boss rush. Like, what the hell? Like, it's gonna be hard.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to fight all the
boss battles in Smash.
That's how you know he's overpowered.
No regular character.
They were like, he's a boss, so he gets a boss mode. Like he has.
That's literally what Sakurai said. It's like, well, he's the final boss of the game, so we thought it'd be fitting for him to just like fight all the bosses.
That's not fair.
Run your boss patterns. I'm done. Go ahead.
Sure, you want to go first? Or I go first. Yours is short. You can go ahead then.
I got 3 things from the. One is that yes, we get to play shirtless Sephiroth, which super excited for. Yeah! 2 is that he is 100% OP. Like I saw Supernova, which adds those different types of status effects to you. I was like,
if it doesn't kill you, it gives you status effects.
Ass bullshit is this? Like everything they showed off, I was like, I'm just gonna die. Like the more I watched that, I was like, the more I'm going to die. Like all I keep seeing is myself dying. The third one is, god damn it, Sakurai, if he did not spoil the entirety of Final Fantasy VII's endgame, like he went through all of FF7 and was like,
he said he was literally like, hey. If you don't want to get spoiled, don't watch this. But also, it's 20 years old, so watch this. But don't watch it. Like he was like, so.
He was like, don't watch this part because of spoilers, but also do watch it.
But the thing is, even if I'm sorry, hold on, real quick. Even if you didn't watch that part of the presentation, just playing on that stage is a spoiler because it's literally unfolding the last events.
Yeah, but you without context,
you don't have context, but
like
still,
what's happening. But he literally went through, and I feel like he didn't even have to say everything that he said. Like, he literally explained the ending of the original Final Fantasy VII, which I was like, what the fuck, dude? Yeah, but also, he did mention, like, yeah, he went through, like, the whole end, but he did mention that things may not be the same in the remake. Like, he did say that, and I'm like, I know that you get games before they're out. I know you be playing stuff. I know you be talking to people.
No, Jerel, he does not have part 2 of remake.
No, I was gonna say that, but I was like, this is a great opportunity for advertisement. And now I'm done.
Okay.
Also, Kellie, watch that video.
What?
Also, Victory theme. Well,
do not watch the Sephiroth Smash.
Don't even watch like the first 30 seconds after the meet.
Literally, it's just like all spoilers for Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, I saw something, and I was like, why would you put this in his trailer? Why would you do that to me? But
I had no plans to watch it.
Yeah, don't.
Great. I was just like, maybe shirtless Sephiroth might get her. I don't know, just to warn.
Sure as hell got me.
Me too.
I'm gonna start off on a somber note. I'm gonna be one of those people. I'm actually really sad Tifa's never gonna be a character now because
I
she got
know
me
she.
cost. Like there was
Wait,
there was a small
wait. There is a character who got a me thing who became a character. No.
Yeah, but that's
No.
not going to happen during DLC. If it's DLC and me costumes, that pretty much means they're not getting in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But like I started watching the presentation. I saw Bear. I was like, oh, cool, Bear. Me gunner fits perfectly. And then I saw Tifa, and I was like, come on, man, you could have fit in one more Final Fantasy character. Like, come on, man. Because I've been playing Tifa.
She's so good.
I
In
actually-
the remake.
Yeah, I actually play her a lot more than I play Cloud when I'm in combat.
Same.
And I'm playing her. I'm like, dude, this is a Smash character.
Somebody
Hello.
put her in your fighting game. Like she is literally
Like,
built for it. She's ready to go.
Like, you have people like Ryu, Ken, and Terry in the game, and I was like, hello. She's a brawler, dude.
Yes,
Yes, she's a brawler.
Game.
Yeah, but
Uh,
we don't talk about that game here. But I did play a little bit of him before the stream started. Really fun character. I think he was a really good addition. I'm sorry for all you Minecraft Steve people out there, but I feel like Sephiroth really redeemed that last DLC announcement. This makes me excited. Like, obviously at this point now it gets really hard to what the hell is the word, to predict who the next characters are going to be, because the past two we've all been extremely wrong. Like, no one saw Steve coming. No one liked it. I'm sorry. Some people liked it. Some of us didn't like it. But then, no one really. I've never seen Sephiroth be, a name thrown in for a Smash prediction. So now it's like, well, holy shit, what's next? Fingers crossed, not Kingdom Hearts. Anyway, but yeah, so I'm in the boat of this last DLC has made me excited to see more DLC characters. Like, I'm always gonna be a fan of Smash. I love the game. It's a lot of fun. But recently the DLCs have been kind of like, oh god, I wasted my $24 or whatever it is for the fighter pass, and I hate all these characters. But then, middle of the pack, here comes the white-haired hunk of a devil, and it's like, let's fucking go. Like, let's go. So really excited to see him. And also, this is also something else that I meant to point out later. He did come out. Hold on, I'm doing math in my head. I'm not really good at math.
The Final Fantasy anniversary, because he was released today, which in Japan is tomorrow, which is the Final Fantasy anniversary. Is that what you're gonna say?
Actually, I was gonna stick more to Smash. Because COVID obviously slowed down the DLCs this year. But if you kind of look back at the DLC timeline, it for Smash hopefuls out there, it kind of seems like they're slowly fitting back into their their regular timeline. Because Joker was announced in December. He actually came out January though, but still around the same time. And also another little bright light at the end of the tunnel for Smash people. Sakurai did do the presentation in the office with
Yes, he did.
So when you have a functioning government and you have citizens who pay attention, things can slowly start coming back to normal. So it seems like they're gonna have all their tools to work with Smash again. So fingers crossed. See what 2021
Gabe
brings
is
us.
like, unionize, get a
Wear
different
your mask, like,
I mean, like,
like I'm here. Honestly, I'm here for all of it.
I'm not a political person, but there's just
yes,
something.
comrade.
I'm here for all of it.
Please don't say because if the Russians start showing up, I'm so fucked.
My gosh. So
Not
moving
again,
on.
says Gabe.
Just the other day, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo, all on their social medias, shared a message which was all about them teaming up to promote safer gaming. So across all three of their platforms, they shared a message which had bullet points, and it's called Our Shared Commitment to Safer Gaming. And everyone was like, oh, this is really great. We get to see these companies work together in an attempt to try to make gaming a safer space for everyone. And I'm going to read a little bit of it, of the principles. The first one was prevention, which is to empower players and parents to understand and control gaming experiences. The second one was partnership, and it says we commit to partnering with the industry, regulators, law enforcement, and our communities to advance user safety. And finally, it was responsibility, and it says we hold ourselves accountable for making our platforms as safe as possible for all players. So it was really cool to see them all come together. But some people have been like, wow, great. We see 3 bullet points across these companies. Like, it's great to read. What's that going to mean? How do you guys feel about what they did?
I love it. I'm here for it. One, because it makes me think that there are people in Sony, Xbox, and Nintendo that listen to this podcast. Because a couple of weeks ago, you were, one of my arguments against your argument of Nintendo having a shitty online thing was, the safety of kids. But now all 3 of them are coming together. I feel like, this should have been done earlier. There should have been, like a huge committee of, all platform online gaming. And I also saw that people, were having problems with like them having such vague bullet points. Like I was like, oh yeah, cool. Like anyone could say that. I feel like it's not a loophole, but it's a way for the 3 of them to, like not make any empty promises and then have to retract back on it because they weren't able to do that. So, but they used to say the Avengers was the greatest crossover in history, but here we have Nintendo, Sony, and Xbox working together. So I'm excited to see what they do. I think they're going to do good stuff. I'm excited to see them, tackling something like online play, because there's certain people who like to complain about like man, if there was one thing that would take me out of the gaming industry, it'd be the toxicity online and stuff. And yeah, certain people, Xbox. So it's cool to see them do that. And I'm actually really, obviously I know it's gonna take them a while. I know, they're gonna roll things out slowly, and we're gonna see it come out slowly. But I'm at peace knowing that eventually along the years, they're gonna have an easy and understandable way of making online, simple and easy to use for everybody, and it's not gonna be this whole mess complicated, put in parallel controls every time you boot up the system thing.
I don't think this is going to change the way they interact with online at all.
You don't think so?
No, oh god, no. This is literally just a united front on them saying, hey, we all believe in player safety. That's it. Like, it's like, hey, as companies, we realize that some things have been happening within the gaming industry lately that are really bad. We want to, stand united in this front of, hey, we want to protect our gamers. That does not mean Nintendo's going to have a better structure of how to get online. That does not mean Xbox is going to change the way that, online works for them either. That's literally just them saying, we understand there's a problem. We're addressing the problem as a united front, which I think is really cool, but I also think it's just words as well. Like, I think this is really great. I think it's great for a presentation. I think it's really awesome to see these 3 big companies coming together saying, hey, gaming safety is important. I also think it's really, really important to have a rule set, which I think is what I love about this, because a lot of times when you talk about game safety, like safety for gamers, there is no like, what does that mean, right? Like, there's no FAQ of like, what does it mean to be, safe while playing games? And I think to have all 3 companies come together with easy initiatives of like, hey, this is what we want to focus on, so that us as gamers can hold them accountable for the way that they handle this stuff. I think that's amazing. But are they going to change anything? Fuck no. They're going to continue to be the way they are. This means nothing. Nintendo is not going to learn from PlayStation. Like, I think it'd be really cool if Nintendo could learn from PlayStation and Xbox, but that's not how this is going to work at all.
Yeah. I don't have anything else to add other than I think this is cool. I'm glad that they're united against this thing for safety. I just enjoy, like Gabe said, that there will never be a bigger crossover than Avengers. I just enjoy, whether it's superficial or not, I just enjoy when the big 3 get together and talk about what's best for the gaming community. I haven't felt anything like this since the big the Game Awards, where it was Sean Layden, Phil Spencer, and Reggie Fils
when they were all on stage. Yeah,
that was super cool. I still love that moment, but otherwise, yeah, cool.
I think it's just like, I think it's sad that we've come to a point that this has to be made. Like, so much has happened within the gaming industry that, like, this had to happen. Like, if it didn't happen, I feel like things would have gotten worse. Like, I think it sucks that we're in this situation altogether. You know, just earlier I was talking about people literally trying to send people into an epileptic shock over a fucking video game. Like, come on. Like, the fact that this even has to be done to me is ridiculous, but I'm happy that it's being done. So on a lighter note, I'm sorry, Kelly, did you want to add anything to that?
I'm good.
Okay. So on a lighter note, Funimation purchased Crunchyroll, which are basically the two biggest ways to watch anime in the US. And Funimation is now on the Switch. So if you guys want to watch anime, you can now watch anime on your Switch. Something else that happened, what?
Oh, I feel like you were about to segue into it. Never mind.
No, go ahead. I'm not going to. I promise you I'm not going to.
Because, well, since we're on the topic about Funimation, Funimation is owned by Sony, right? Yeah, Sony. They actually bought out AT&T's Crunchyroll. I think it was earlier this week or later last week.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed for a bigger Funimation library. I mean, all those shows you like, for example, Funimation right now has all of the original Naruto, but Crunchyroll is the one that has Naruto Shippuden. So, like, you know, hopefully this means we're gonna get more access to more anime, because even though we have all these big streaming services, it's kind of really hard to see a complete anime sometimes. Like, you can't find the dubbed version. Yes, I listen to dubbed. If there's anyone listening to this that has anything bad to say about dubbed, I will not listen to it. But, you know, like, you can only watch Naruto Shippuden subbed on Crunchyroll, and then Hulu has like 5 episodes dubbed, and that's it.
Yeah.
And
You
it's
think
like,
he's exaggerating too, but
yeah, I'm really not. But, you know, and then I think, you know, I know Jerel has problems with the display of the Switch, but Funimation coming on Switch, like, I mean, I'm not gonna use it because I have a phone and an iPad. I have a pretty big phone too, but, like, you know, maybe you want to go out and, like, go downstairs and eat breakfast, and you want a bigger screen than your phone. Just put the little kickstand up, put it right there, and listen to Goku power up for 15 minutes for a 2-second fight. I think that's cool.
So I was not gonna segue into that at all, but I do hope that they do something like no, I wasn't gonna bring it up, but I do hope that they do something like, you know, integration, right? So, like, just you own them both. Make one account for everything, share everything across both, make it easy. You're not going to lose any subscribers, you know, just make everything easy for everybody. What I was going to segue into, which you ruined my segue, was that there was a proposed US law that could slap Twitch felonies for broadcasting copyrighted material. And that's over from Kotaku, and I'm going to read just a little bit of it. It says, quote, "This is the work of Republican Senator Tom Tillis, who has backed similar proposals previously. It is more or less exactly what it sounds like, a proposal to turn unauthorized commercial streaming of copyrighted material. Progressive policy publication The American Prospect specifically points to examples like an album on YouTube, a video clip on Twitch, or a song in an Instagram story into a felony offense with a possible prison sentence. Currently, such violations, no matter how severe, are considered misdemeanors rather than felonies, because the law regards streaming as a public performance," end quote. Actually, there's a little more. With Twitch currently in the crosshairs of the music industry, such a change would turn up the heat on streamers and Twitch even higher, perhaps to an untenable degree. Other platforms like YouTube would almost certainly suffer as well. Yes, tell me your thoughts. Kelly, you can get a felony by accident.
I'll take it first. Twitch, I've been on Twitch for a long time, and every time the people that stream on Twitch or watch Twitch want anything, they don't ever do what that thing is. So pretty much right now, I mean, you're coming, like, we've already had all this DMCA, like, bullshit. And now it's like, literally, they're going to make it like a felony to stream like copyrighted material. Like, I just don't know where it ends. Like, I think that people would be better suited to have a backup plan from Twitch. It could be YouTube or not. It could just be, you know, going to an office every day. Twitch is not, there's no longevity in it now. And people have been doing this as their jobs now. I mean, you could have been streaming for what, like 10 years now? It was a people's job. And this is really fucking with people. And even now, like, they just do the stupidest shit. Like, did you see today on streamer Twitter, they banned simp incel, and virgin. They banned those 3 terms. Do you know what's not banned? The N-word. Do you know what's not banned? Slut, whore, bitch, any other term like that. So it's like you can get banned for saying incel or simp or virgin. Virgin is just an actual word though. It's not even like it's just
none of those are derogatory in any way. Like, and it blows my mind. Thank you for bringing it up because I saw that earlier and I was like, what is derogatory about any of these? Like, nobody uses simp in a bad way unless I'm just like out of the loop. No, I like people are just like, oh yeah, I simp Kellie. Like, yeah, because I love her content, but not like not like Kellie's a fucking whore bitch. Like, fuck her.
Oh my god.
You're like allowed to say that. Like, it's just really like I said, they just anything like people wanted a trans tag. And there was like a bunch of votes for that. Like, people were like, I want that, like Twitch streamers want that to discover other people, in this category. And they're like, well, people are going to hate on you. People are like, they're already hating us.
Doing it anyway. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like everything that they do is just some sort of like bullshit. Like, it's just like, I feel it's just talk, everything that they say, and then they'll do something stupid, and then, oh god, the damage control for that today was just like funny. They were like, well, you won't necessarily get banned. It was like like I don't even know. Like, if people start getting felonies for like playing this, I mean, streaming is going to just be not a thing. Like, it's really at risk now, and we already had this conversation a while ago about how it was technically copyrighted content. Even though you're technically like controlling the game, it's still the music and everything. It belongs to the game development companies. Really, it's their property. I don't know what they're gonna do, and I honestly feel almost even like scared to stream. I mean, like, it wasn't just like a DMCA violation that could get your stream banned, which could be your livelihood. Now it's like federal.
Go to fucking jail. Yeah. Like, and also, just to bring it back to Cyberpunk for 2 seconds, one of the things that Cyberpunk was doing that we talked about was they were doing that thing where they block out any copyrighted music. Turns out that one of the songs was still copyrighted anyway, and they have to fix that too. But hey, they were thinking... Brandon's like, what?
That was such a mood.
But, I have not, like, I've been just, like, despairing over this entire topic, just like, this is, continue.
But to go along with what you're saying, Kellie, like, people want a trans tag. Like, if I want to find, trans streamers so that I can enjoy them, I can't right now.
Yeah.
Like, if I want to find Hispanic or Black or any type of POC streamers, I can't do that. And like you said, people are literally going into these streams and harassing these streamers anyway, and nothing is being done about it. So I don't, like, that, but that's a whole nother thing. Like, fucking a felony. First of all, felonies are for like murder, battery, like serious shit.
Robbing a bank, like, okay.
I know we've talked about that, but damn.
You literally lose your right to vote if you're a felon. Like, it so much.
Actually, in Florida, you get it back though.
Not anymore, because I've voted for this. Not anymore. But like, that type of extremism because someone is playing a fucking song is why we have a fucked up government, and that's all I'm gonna say about it.
But are we gonna be surprised when it was a Republican politician who brought this up? Like,
no, not at all.
As soon as you said Republican, I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense. I thought this was like just a Twitch thing by itself. But no, I heard Republican, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. But like, yeah, I don't want to go to jail.
It's also a common story.
He probably has stock in private prisons. I would almost assume that.
Yeah.
Let's just look into that number.
But like, also, it's just like, it's a common story for people who play games frequently about out of touch old man makes policy on video games that he doesn't understand. We this is just the latest in that. And I'm tired, man. I'm just tired. Like, I hear this every few months about just another ignorant person just talking about shit they don't understand. And it just and I was even thinking about this earlier when Gabe was talking about his ESRB things, because so many M-rated games get fucking flack because a kid played it and it's the game developer's fault when they literally has the M rating. That one, like, I'm beyond like I'm not when I hear stories like that, it goes beyond just like done and just like anger. But stuff like this, like I'm just tired. I'm just tired of this.
Yeah.
Man.
Like I was gonna start getting back into streaming because I was like, oh, my friends are doing it, everyone's doing it, it looks like fun, so I'm gonna start doing it. But like, I don't want to sit there and then have my stream about to start and I'm playing my hums from the Black Eyed Peas in the background, and right before I start playing my game, I hear a knock at the door.
yes.
There's a police open the damn door. You're going to jail. I'm like, bro, I was just playing my hums. Like, you serious?
Okay, but okay, hold on. That if that happens,
Look,
like
man.
I would feel bad about you getting arrested.
Bro, that'd be
but that would
great
kind of like
content.
loop it around to being
My
funny.
lovely lady lumps.
Because
Hey,
because
don't
then
take
you're
the whole
just
side. We're going to jail.
Then you're just streaming.
Yeah.
Like imagine like you're playing video games like oh my little lady. Oh no! What? And then
No.
Like the first person I'm calling, like my one free call of the day that I'm using in jail, the very first one, if that ever happens to me, is Jerel. So when he comes to the podcast, he can let you guys know.
I'm like,
That's
guys.
the first person I'm calling. But like,
For a
it's-
second
it's-
there, I thought you were gonna call Jerel so I could bring your laptop to the jail and then you can
Oh, I
stream
would
in your prison fatigues.
I would 100% do it. I am
So I'm in jail now. Let me tell you about this bullshit.
free Gabe's, free the humps. We're fucking going. Like this whole thing. We're going in.
Honestly, we're just gonna like all like jump in the car, like live stream the podcast on the way to bail Gabe out of jail. Just no radio though. Just can't play the radio.
but yeah, but the Twitch is. I kind of see why there was other.
Twitch, though. This
What?
is literally. I said I don't want to just focus it on Twitch because it's not only Twitch. Like this is
Yeah,
a
but
It's just the one that's been the most
it's a lot-
relevant lately. Is
yeah,
Twitch.
it's a lot easier to not get copyright striked on YouTube because you have the option of giving the credits within the comment section, and that's actually enough to help you. But in Twitch, apparently, for a service that's supposed to be for gamers and for all this other stuff for like people that want to make a career out of streaming, they're not helping their audience that much. Like, and that's not to say YouTube is perfect, because man, if I could fight the people at YouTube, I would, because they've also done a lot of stupid shit. But everyone knows Twitch. And it goes back to what I was saying about Fortnite. No one knew who the fuck Ninja was until Fortnite. And where does Ninja get most of his audience from? He got most of it from Twitch. So, just Twitch needs to, not just Twitch, everyone needs to figure this shit out.
No, I mean, mhm.
One more thing, and the only time you'll ever hear me say keep politics out of video games, because apparently that's what you all want, is in things like this. Don't let a senator tell a streaming service or something like YouTube how to work around the copyright stuff. Let the company handle that out with the representatives of whatever the piece of art is. Like, have Twitch do something with Black Eyed Peas. If Black Eyed Peas and Twitch can't come with an agreement, then I obviously don't allow my humps to be playing as I'm getting ready to stream. Just don't make laws for it. Like, don't make vice grip laws like that. For some, because obviously we still need the laws or whatever, but like don't make vice grip laws.
I'm very happy that My Humps has been the example song for all of this.
I feel like our listeners are gonna think that I used it as a joke. I actually bump out to My Humps very frequently. It is a very hype song for me.
Bro, you're lovely lady.
I
Lumps. I'm
haven't,
here for
I
it.
haven't heard that song in like a decade.
Bro, you
So
better
for it
play
to,
it.
so for it to just suddenly be making an appearance in my life is kind of weird.
Yeah, the reason I wanted to bring it up is because this was very upsetting, like when I read it, just because of the situation. Like, so many things can happen, and I think to make something as simple as this like a felony charge just seems ridiculous with everything that's happening in the world. It just reminds me of, like, I know we talked about Xbox crying 2 weeks ago, and this is like old people crying about bullshit that doesn't even matter. Like, y'all, there's so much more going on. Speaking of so much more going on, so J.J. Abrams' studio Bad Robots, which is Star Wars, Star Trek, Westworld, and Cloverfield. They've launched all of this. Has launched a new game studio, which is going to be managed by Michael Booth, creator of Left 4 Dead. And I remember that we all watched the Back for Blood trailer, rather. Excuse me. So
Yeah.
Anybody who's listening to this, I'm sure we'll get together and like stream us playing Back for Blood at some point. Hopefully. So
I'll be in the stream cheering on.
Nah, come on, Gabe, don't be a little pussy bitch.
Then you play Phasmophobia with me and Kelly.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I guess we'll all just not play anything. That's great. Let's just all not
No,
play
y'all are
anything.
all signed on to play Outlast Trials with me when it comes.
Oh
down
no,
to
I will play Phasmophobia.
Yeah.
I will not play Outlast Trials.
Yeah. We
Not
should
at all.
do a charity stream, and if we raise like $1,000 or something, we'll do it.
Okay, fine, that's fine. I would do something like
Oh
that.
wait, hold on, then give me time because I need to work enough hours to get $1,000 to pay to
All right, well,
watch
never
Jerel
mind,
do
we're not
something
doing
like that.
Oh, you have to
Come
do
on.
it too.
I'm fine
I'll
with
take
that. I worked
$1,000
for
to play
that.
this
I
game.
worked for that. I just want to see Jerel suffer.
There's literally
Okay.
a video of me screaming like a child while playing what's the one with the generators?
Dead
Dead
by
by
Daylight?
Daylight.
Yes, oh my gosh.
That's
thank
not
you.
It's
even
not that
fucking
scary. Yeah,
There's
that
literally
game's
a
not
video of me
scary.
screaming like a child.
I
playing
have
Dead
screamed
by
a couple of
Daylight, okay?
times, especially
Like-
with Michael Myers behind me. Gets me.
So Phasmophobia and Phasmophobia. Anyway, so we also saw the Indie World presentation from Nintendo. Is there anything that stood out to you guys during that presentation aside from Among Us coming to the Switch?
That's
And
pretty
PC?
cool. But other than that, not a whole lot. That Tunche game looks kind of cool, but I got to see more of it. What was another one? Cyber Shadow looks cool. I'll get that eventually. And I'm sorry. Yeah, the one game that stood out to me was Genosha, that visual novel game.
Which is basically Among Us.
It's a visual novel / Among Us like game. It looks super cool. I like the art style. I think I might be interested in that one. That's about it. That's what stood out in the one for me.
Great. So did you guys see? And I don't know if did you guys see the new game mode in Fortnite, which is Among Us?
No.
So in short, Fortnite has a new game mode where two people play as killers. Or I don't know, they're not classified as killers, but like you don't know who's on what team, and then like two people are going around killing people, and then you can hold meetings and call together because the rest of the team has to figure out who is like the imposter. And I was like,
yeah,
so
that's
y'all
Among
just
Us.
blatantly flat out or just stealing.
That's-
Among
There's
Us
a
and
lot
putting
of
it in
games
Fortnite.
like that though. Like Deceit is like that. It's really good too. It just didn't get like the hype obviously that Among Us got, but like there's a lot of games like that and they're honestly amazing.
I completely agree with you, and I wouldn't be a hater if it had come out at a different time. But the fact that this comes out like right after, Game Awards and Fortnite wins 2 games, and
Yeah.
I'm not Fortnite, Among Us wins 2 times, like 2 games 2 times, it's super popular, and then Fortnite does it like right now. I'm kind of just like, really? This is a really bad time to do this currently. And I don't know, does Deceit have a thing where you can call a meeting?
I think I always played in video chat or in chat.
Okay.
I don't
So,
think it's like calling a meeting, but you have to communicate between
Well, yeah. So
people.
Fortnite literally has a call a meeting thing.
Wow.
Like it's almost exactly the same thing. I was like, y'all, like this is
Another
rough.
idea they're stealing. I'm sure they're not paying for it.
I'm sure they're not paying for it, and I'm just sitting here like, why aren't we doing this and making money? I don't understand. Because we're good people. That's why we pay people for their ideas.
No, because we'll get in trouble.
Right? Well, we'll get felonies and go to jail somehow.
I know.
Yeah. Like Gabe, that one time.
That one time for playing my Humps.
Bro, I've died twice this month. I've gone to jail apparently now for playing my Humps.
Your life is rough. Speaking of a rough life, the fan.
Imagine. Oh wait, hold on. Sorry. Just
Oh.
imagine someone saying, "What are you in for?" And then it's like, "I played my Humps on my Twitch stream." Continue. I'm sorry.
No, I mean that was a good one. You're right. That would be embarrassing. Yeah. So my segue got fucked up. Persona 5 Strikers is coming to the West, and Brandon wanted to talk about it a little bit, which I think is very important. I'm gonna summarize really quick. Persona 5 Strikers is Persona 2, which is a sequel to the original Persona, not a sequel to Persona 5 Royal, but like it picks up where the original left off. Because I know that him and Gabe had a conversation over on Twitter about like how many more iterations of Persona are there, but because Gabe didn't know Persona 5, thank you, because Gabe didn't know that it was a sequel, not a remaster of the same game. It is a Muso style title.
It all looks the same.
And Brendan, did you want to say anything about it?
No. That's like, I mean, like, I guess it is a common misconception because like Persona 5 and Royal are the same story, but Royal just has a lot more story content and other little stuff. So that's, but the same game basically. And there's been like a lot of spin-offs. Like they had the Persona 5 Dancing in Starlight, which is like a dancing spin-off that is not canon. The Q games, according to Christy, are canon. I thought they weren't, but I guess they are. So there's that. And then but this is the first time it's like a canon straight up sequel to Persona 5. And to be clear, she did say Q was canon, but that takes place at a very specific point in Persona 5. Like I'm not less said about that, but if you play Persona 5, you play Q, you know exactly when it takes place. But anyway, so Strikers is a full-on sequel to Persona 5, the same way that Age of Calamity is a prequel to Breath of the Wild. It's going to be continuing the story, and even though it's a Musou title, a lot of people that have already played it are saying, even though there's definitely Musou aspects in it, it plays more like a action RPG version of Persona 5 than say a Musou Persona 5, which that's even more exciting to me, because it's not that I don't dislike Musou, but I like action RPGs more. Like I play Kingdom Hearts, and like we all love remake Final Fantasy VII remake, so like the idea of like one of my favorite games getting like this Musou action RPG sequel is really fun to think about. Oh, and I'm just gonna mention this real quick because this is like the perfect point to put it in. I finished Royal. Like I am finished with that game. Like I finished it like literally 2 days ago. Like I finished that thing at like 1 a.m. in the morning, and I was like, it was like.
Do you know your hour count?
Yeah, it was like over 200 hours.
Holy shit.
It was definitely a long one. I'll say this though: every time I finish a really good and long RPG, I always get a bittersweet feeling. Like you're happy that it's over, because especially when you put in all those hours, but because you spend so much time with those characters and then you have to like see them go, it's definitely a bittersweet feeling. Yes. I remember when I finished Tokyo Mirage Session earlier, I was listening to music from that game for like a week to get over it. What's helping me get this post-royal depression is the fact that Strikers is coming out in 2 months, and I'll see my friends again, and that'll be nice. I'm excited for Strikers.
I had the same feeling when I finished Persona 5, because that game really makes you hang out with and get to know this like cast in a way that not every game does. So when you're done with it, it kind of sucks to see them go. Kellie and Gabe, have you guys played Persona 5?
No.
Nope, don't plan on.
Damn, I can't convince you to try it out?
No, actually, and this is actually a game.
I really though.
They're like, no.
Between World of Warcraft and like if I try to play any other games, like I don't have the time, like
MMOs are
at
so
all.
hard because they take all your time. Like, gonna take all your time.
One last quick note: the new story content. Now that I'm done with it, the new story content for real, it's worth it. It takes the already good ending of Persona 5 and makes it even better. Like I love how it all turned out. It felt earned.
That's cool.
There's actually like I'm not even doing like this isn't even like one of my Kingdom Heart things. No, I'm explaining because everyone thinks that when I hate a game, it's just I hate a game. But I actually I watched gameplay of Persona 5. And I think this dude did like 45-minute episodes, and I don't know if it's because he's slow as shit. But in those 45 seconds, I saw nothing but 45 minutes. I saw nothing but story. I can't play games like that. I need action. Like, I saw the game and I was like, I'm gonna fall asleep playing it. I'm not. Hey, if you enjoy the game, you enjoy the game. From what I heard, great storytelling, all for you. But that's just not a game you'll ever get me to play.
Yeah, I mean, it was my game of the year, the year that it came out. But I will 100% say it is one of those games that is a lot of text and a lot of story.
Royal was almost my game of the year this year, almost.
So like, if you don't like that, then it's 100% not for you. But for me, I'm all about stories. So I was like, what's gonna happen next?
Yeah, that's a
but
story.
It's also really good. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's like, oh shit, what's happening next? So speaking of game of the year, I want to end this out with our game of the years and a little bit of conversation about the game of the year awards. Because we all watched together. Overall, your thoughts on the award show?
It was fine. Like they. Like it's certainly not perfect. There's some flaws for sure, but considering that it had to be like very social distance and all that good stuff, that was handled very well. Honestly, that they had everybody on their big Zoom screen, which still amazes me that they had so many people on that one Zoom call. That's pretty cool. I like that a lot of the awards were still very quick. Obviously, that he just like ran through a bunch, but at least he said all the nominees and like gave them their award, because the issue with Game Awards is that it always feels like it runs too long because either there's like too many shows and not enough awards, or there's too many awards and not enough. It's hard to find that balance because people watch the Game Awards for different reasons. And I don't know. Like there's obviously going to be improvement, but I felt like this was a lot more balanced than previous game awards.
I mean,
People are saying that like all I was gonna say was like people are saying this Game Awards like felt long. It's like this felt like the shortest one ever, in my opinion.
Because it started earlier, so it ended earlier, so it felt shorter.
And that's
but
good. Do that.
The only thing I was gonna add to what you said was that a lot of the awards were given off screen or before the show. Like even the one that was that the Last of Us 2 won, and Sydney Goodman was like, whoever wins it, I think it was best action adventure game, and she was like, whoever wins this usually wins game of the year. That was off screen, not off stream. That was on the pre-show. Final Fantasy 7 won I think best soundtrack on the pre-show. So a lot of these were presented on the pre-show, just to go with your point. But that's all I wanted to add to that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was fun. I don't usually watch the Game Awards, but my two favorite moments of the night was, Sephiroth being in Smash, and then the beautiful orchestration of the Game of the Year award nominated songs.
Yeah.
That was and like my favorite, and again, I'm not knocking any of the things that were played. Final Fantasy obviously has, out of those games that were nominated, Final Fantasy is the game that its soundtrack is made for orchestra. But the way they took Animal Crossing New Horizons, and they orchestrated that was so phenomenal. I enjoyed it so much.
I always love the final Philharmonic performance at the end, because they always like incorporate all the Game of the Years into like a cool medley. So like, and this year more than ever, you had very, very different games on display for this thing. So they were just like all going together, and they somehow made it a coherent music. Like, it's always my favorite. I just love hearing all the different games. I really hope that in 2021 we get as diverse choices for Game of the Year categories again, just so you can hear all the different variety of songs in the display. I just can't wait.
I don't agree with all the awards that were given out, that I will say that, but that's a given. It's me. I wouldn't agree with most of that stuff anyway.
You just wanted that cat crop music in that medley.
Yeah.
I really wasn't surprised though. None of the awards surprised me at all. I had predicted The Last of Us 2 would win. I said it multiple times over the podcast. It wasn't a surprise. Yeah. I don't know if I agree, but I didn't really play a lot of the games that were nominated. I thought mostly the reveals of new games stole the show for me. Obviously, Arc 2, I'm like so excited. Back 4 Blood looks amazing. We all had like these hype moments where we're like watching this game, like, oh, this looks really stupid. And then there's like dragons, and we're like, what?
Oh, yeah, Crimson Desert.
Yeah.
That title's still terrible, but that game looks like hype.
But like simulator in the beginning.
Yeah, but like, and also whenever they did the Mario medley, I was like, I love this. That was pretty cool. But like I said, the awards were like, and then when they called the last award, and like The Last of Us 2 won, and he was just like, and the winner is Last of Us 2. Like, it was just like so fast.
Coming out tonight.
I was like, okay, that was like so quick. You didn't even like take a pause or anything. I was just like, and it's over. Okay, well.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't catch me by surprise, but again, I didn't agree with most of them. Like, the only one that did catch me by surprise was the multiplayer Game of the Year, but that's not my business.
So what I will say is that was actually one of my favorite moments, when he was just like, the winner is Last of Us 2, because I think we all knew it was going to be Last of Us 2, and I was 100% over it at the time. So the way that he said it gave me so much life. I was like, thank you, sir, because that is literally how I feel right now. Yeah. Like, I don't even care, because we all know what this is, Last of Us 2. I had a lot of problems with some of the winners for Game of the Year awards, and it's something that I said at the end of our live watch together, which is just that when you have the same people voting on the same things, you're going to get the same results.
Sure.
And so having 90% of the vote being the same group of people, of course, it sucks that it's always action adventure game that wins Game of the Year. Like, that kind of sucks. And I'm saying this loving Final Fantasy VII Remake, but like, I actually really, really enjoyed that Animal Crossing was one of those games up for Game of the Year, because it really shows how impactful. I know, Gabe, you don't agree, and I'm not saying that it needed to win, but I think...
neither am I.
I know, but I just think that you have to... I think there's a very big thing to be said about games that have created an impact on the gaming scene, and I think it was really cool for that game to be included just because of that. Like, Last of Us 2 won, but what is it, 20 million copies for for Animal Crossing, 18 million or something, versus the 4 million for Last of Us, which I'm probably being generous. It's probably more like 2 million. Like, and couple that with the amount of people that have a PlayStation versus the amount of people that have a Switch, and you're looking at a percentage of like, the percentage is just huge for the amount of people that were playing Animal Crossing. So I think that deserves Game of the Year. I think it deserves to be up there.
All I'm saying is, Pokemon Go had a very similar like bringing everyone together thing.
Oh, yeah.
And that shit wasn't nominated, so
Yeah, did that even get like mobile game of the year that year?
It did. It got best mobile handheld game.
Okay, well then, it got
but
something.
still, like I don't think like I think it's nice. There's a game that brings people together, and everyone was so happy about it. But I don't think that qualifies it to be a Game of the Year nominee. But that's just me because I'm a salty old man.
I'm salty too because I was having a conversation outside, and I was like, I don't think it's fair necessarily that, and I love Among Us, and I'm happy that they won, but I kind of was like, this game totally didn't come out in 2020. What? What happened? What? What happened?
I also don't know what's gonna happen.
Let me keep going.
I honestly don't know what's happening.
What's going on?
Okay, just go on. Move on.
Anyway. So yeah, I thought it was a little bit unfair that Among Us was nominated in 2020 and it didn't come out in 2020. But apparently, Jeff Keighley said somewhere, and I would have to look it up, but apparently he said that if the game was impactful in 2020, it doesn't really matter when it came out because it can still be a contender. So like if everyone loved them,
Gabe, go for 2020, get Breath of the Wild. There you go.
Bruh, I mean, you might as well.
But see, I'm so glad you're not fighting me on this. But with that reasoning, Breath of the Wild should have been a nominee for one of the awards because it saw a very big increase in sales this year. So I don't care.
So did toilet paper. That didn't get nominated for anything.
Toilet paper is not a video game, so that's a completely different topic. But
to round out my
just
conversation,
because it sold more doesn't mean that it became necessarily relevant again, though.
But I could say that about Animal Crossing because Animal Crossing sold more. Everyone was playing it for. Hold on.
It was very relevant. So
it was very relevant. It came out this year. Among Us was very relevant as well.
Okay, that makes Breath of the Wild relevant because Age of Calamity came out this year and people started playing it to see what the story was before Age of Calamity. So.
No, sorry, buddy.
The only place I heard anything about that was right here on this podcast. I didn't see shit about it anywhere else. Guess what? When Breath of the Wild came out the first time, it was everywhere.
It was everywhere.
Because it's a god game. It's like one of the best games in the world. I said one of the best. I didn't say the best before people start flying at me. One of the best.
No one is coming at you.
For real. Calm down.
He's just used to everyone attacking him for his opinions at this point. Yeah. He's just like he's auto defense mode.
Okay. So two biggest disappointments for me were best game direction given to Naughty Dog. And I've already mentioned it before. Like, we're getting on CD Projekt Red for the crunch that they did, right? But Naughty Dog also had some crunch in The Last of Us 2. And also, and I say this still saying The Last of Us 2 is a really good game. It's not the game for me, but it's a really good game. I do think that everyone should play it. But it says innovation in game direction and design. Sure, I'll give them that. But there were a lot of articles that came out talking about how we are perpetuating and celebrating crunch when we award game directors for best game direction when like you said there's a timeline, there's when things should get done, like it's there according to Gabe, it's their responsibility, well according to me and Gabe, it's the game director's responsibility to make sure this doesn't happen. So once you hit a point of crunch or once you hit a point of something like this going on, that's the person who you should blame. But hey, Neil Druckmann won. Not only did he win, he got a promotion, so he is going to be the he's one of the heads of Naughty Dog now. I have to look up his exact position, but he just got a promotion to be, I think, like one of the heads or the head of Naughty Dog. So good for you, Neil. Hire me. So I can tell you how. Never mind.
Hire us.
Yeah, hire us all.
Selfish ass.
The other one was Best Narrative. I can't believe, for anyone who's played The Last of Us 2, I cannot believe that this game won Best Narrative. I will never understand that. I talk so much shit about the way this story is told. The characters do some stupid shit. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm done. So, we all voted at HP Critical for our own Game of the Year's awards. Can you guys let everybody know what you voted for?
Yeah, mine was FF7 Remake.
Yeah, I mean, I put in a couple of different ones, but I think for me as a whole, Phasmophobia was like my most relevant thing. But I think for a couple of categories, I did pick Final Fantasy VII Remake because it was a really good game and it had a great soundtrack. I definitely put it for soundtrack. I think we all probably did. I think everyone voted for that, but okay.
Oh, you know, let me look. I can actually look at it right now because Gabe did not.
That's actually what I was doing right now.
So one of the surprise hits was Paper Mario, the Origami King.
Mm-hmm.
Best art style, I think it won, and I was like, who did this? Because I didn't agree.
I was the one that put Origami King for best art style.
Brandon did.
Because I 100% agree. I have a paragraph about that that's going to be coming out soon.
It will. So I'm sorry. Yeah, Kelly was Phasmophobia. Brandon's Game of the Year was Final Fantasy VII. What was yours, Gabe?
My things awards. Mine, surprising to everybody, I'm sure, was not Breath of the Wild. Again, It was actually Ghost of Tsushima. And yeah, actually, there's a lot I enjoyed about the game. Obviously it has beautiful graphics. The play style is amazing. But one of my favorite things about it is that it's, Jerel, you mentioned this earlier, it's actually made by a Western company.
Like a bunch.
And it wasn't, I guess it might just be a me thing, but it wasn't. I felt like being made by a Western company and it's about samurai, I feel like there would have been some, bad stereotypes or something in the game. But I feel like, yes. But I feel like they did a good job of respecting the samurai culture and the Oriental Asian culture over there. So that was my Game of the Year. My best RPG, obviously Final Fantasy VII Remake. Like, I was gonna put that for Game of the Year, but I had to be the odd sheep out for that because I knew it was gonna annoy somebody. My best. Oh, actually, yeah. My best soundtrack didn't go to FF7 either. It went to Age of Calamity. Had to put that game in there somewhere.
Bruh, so let me tell you guys really quickly that the most annoying thing when counting votes is adding Gabe stuff because
whoa. I did not differ from everybody else.
It's because he comes out of nowhere and he'll put like DBZ and more DBZ, and I'm like, bro, nobody plays that but you. But as long as you enjoy it.
Okay, but see, my thing is like I was gonna do it for every game and just be an asshole, but then it wouldn't have been true to what I think. But like, I wasn't all over the place. Like, best indie. Oh, never mind. Best indie actually was
Mortal Shell. Yes.
That's not my fault. I'm the only one that plays games like that. But
I'm
best
not
party
knocking
game,
it.
Fall Guys. Best multiplayer. There's some of us that said Fall Guys. But then like best ongoing updated. I could have been a total douchebag and put like No Man's Sky. But I was like, no, Destiny 2.
That won though.
It did win.
At the Game Awards, that won for best update.
It deserved it.
Yeah, the redemption arc must be good. That redemption arc must be really good.
For best mobile, like you can harp on me about my best mobile game all you want, but if you look, it's very. No. I know, but like it's like the rest of your answers, and I'm sorry if I offend anybody with this. They're very generic. They're Nintendo games. I'm not Nintendo games. They're Fire Emblem and Final Fantasy. Like, I'm not gonna. Whatever, man. But like. Everything else,
like all you said was
because you're saying like nobody plays the mobile.
I didn't. Okay, you're making it seem like I bashed your game. I'm not at all bashing your game. No, I didn't. All I said was
was
your
very
votes were
condescending.
different, so it's
Weren't
difficult.
that different?
Adding. Okay, whatever. I'm not saying anything bad about DBZ. I never once said anything about.
Change my choices because I'm gonna change
No,
my
it's
DLC right now.
It's
God
really
damn
sweet,
it!
but I didn't say anything bad about your game, so calm down.
Play this
Bro.
back, and we're gonna hear the condescending voice who said Dragon Ball Z. Although I will admit, for art style, I did do Dragon Ball Z Kakarot on purpose.
Would it make you feel better if I said, let's see.
Oh.
No, see, no. If I said, oh no, I did it to Brandon too with his choice for Paper Mario: The Origami King. So that's fine. All I said, look, you see, Brandon's the only one who put Clubhouse games, so it's like, now we gotta add this game in here and like add counts. It literally was just for counting votes. That was it. It literally was not for anything else. And
I remember this for next year. Next time we put everything you put to make it easier.
I'm not saying I didn't even count the votes. You know what? I shouldn't even talk shit because I didn't even count the votes. Okay, so
Who counted votes? I'll do your list next year.
Marissa did it, so do.
No,
Marissa.
she bullies me on stream. This is my chance to get back.
All right, so our winners for Game of the Year, spoiler alert, are Final Fantasy VII and Animal Crossing New Horizons because there was a tie. But Kelly, you would be happy to know that I'm pretty sure, yes, Phasmophobia won in 2 categories. And for anybody who is listening, really soon, maybe next weekend, maybe not this weekend, maybe during the week sometime, but really soon we'll be doing our presentations for HP Critical's Game of the Year, so definitely look out for that, and we'll have a wonderful page up on the website, which is just talking about all the games in the category and everything that won, and I'm super excited to share that with everybody. We got some really cool graphics that are going to be going out, and yeah, thank you guys for voting. Thank you guys for playing games throughout the year, coming back to the podcast, talking about all those games. And you see, we don't have time to hear what you guys played, but if you want to tell me just the names of the games
the
that
Royals
you played,
is the main thing I wanted to talk about. I got it in.
Okay, did you play anything else? Really quick, did you play anything else?
Building Memory, I finished it. That was actually a while ago, but yeah, completely finished it. Done. Cool. That's
awesome. Kelly, what'd you play?
I've been playing WoW, yes, but I actually wanted to nominate Shadowlands for DLC. However, I didn't get to play it yet, so...
You have like 6 expansions to go through, so it's gonna be a while.
I think they started me with Azeroth.
They probably started you. They
started
you
me at Azeroth? Yeah, it's like where I am right now.
Burning Crusade and Cataclysm and all that great shit. They were just like, fuck it. I mean, I'm down for it. That puts you straight into
I don't know, maybe I'm just not going very linear because I've already been to Pandaria too, and I'm like, how is this happening?
You just like skipped all of WoW history and like skipped straight.
I just go where the missions are, Jerel, okay?
I mean, I'm here for it. Get into Shadowlands so you can tell us about it.
I'm trying.
Gabe, what have you been playing?
Breath of the Wild, Dark Souls Remastered, Phasmophobia, Smash Bros, and Fall Guys.
Awesome.
Nice.
I'm playing Cyberpunk. That's it. And I haven't even had time to do that. So there it is. We got that in there. Is there anything else that you guys want to mention really quick?
I want to say one little thing, and I have to because I experienced it today. Walmart, there was that thing you said about Walmart blocking 20 million.
I didn't even mention it, actually. Yes.
What?
I didn't mention it, but you reminded me.
Apparently, the 20 million block bots. I think that's complete bullshit. Today they had like 4 waves, one at 3, 310, 315, and 320. I have screenshots. It was literally 3 o'clock on the dot for like 30 seconds. Nothing appeared. Walmart, I'm gonna need you to stop selling new consoles. Go focus on groceries or something. I don't like you guys. I'm really upset at you guys. I hope you guys never do another console launch. Sony, Microsoft, stop letting them do console launches. They literally fucked everything up for you. Both pre-orders and the actual way they order stuff. And scalpers, I hope you all somehow just lose money for the next 15 years. I'm done.
I hope you all get felonies and go to jail.
Yeah, hold on, wait a minute. I'm sorry.
Get the same cell as Gabe.
The bullshit that you can get a felony for fucking playing something on Twitch, but you can't get you don't go to jail for scalping, dude. Man.
Let's just all get our harmonicas.
Gamers for president.
Honestly, at this point, we'd probably best for it.
I actually don't think that'd be.
Let me tell you, we have literally made harder decisions than some politicians.
Yeah, because for Final Fantasy VII Remake is such a hard decision. I'm sorry, I had to throw that jab in there.
Some of the moral decisions in games are pretty tough.
I was waiting.
Thank you, Brandon. That's where I was going with
Killing all
this.
those dogs in The Last of Us 2, you know? Just
Exactly.
I've seen some people's moral decisions in video games, and it leaves me a little worried. So
I mean, it's like Sylvanas burning the last world tree in World of Warcraft. That's some fucked up shit.
spoilers.
spoilers. What the fuck?
I thought you passed that portion already. If you're in, okay, well, anyway, so I don't feel like it's like, I'm so sorry. I feel like you were past that point now. Like, I don't think I spoiled it.
It doesn't matter. I don't care.
I'm
was
gonna play the game.
That was literally pre Battle for Azeroth stuff. Like, this bitch literally went and destroyed the last world tree in Warcraft. So, that's kind of fucked up. She shouldn't be president, but hey, she's in charge of the Horde. Or whatever. I'm not going to go into that whole conversation. I like Warcraft lore, so if anybody wants to talk to me about it, hit me up on Twitter at Jerel, and you can find all these wonderful people as well at, what's yours? What's your Twitter handles, peeps?
Kellie C.
I am Mr. Louis Don.
Guru_Gabe.
Okay, well, don't hit him up. He sounds like he got a little attitude. Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I don't know why he said it like that. He sounds so angry. Thank you guys for hanging out with me for another week. It's been a really long but informative conversation, and I can't wait to see you guys next week. I think we've covered everything. Thank you, everyone who is subscribed to our Patreon. Thank you, everyone who subscribed to our newsletter. Thank you, everyone who came out for our tournament. We reached our goal. We sent the money out already. We helped out Indigenous people. It was really wonderful. It was a lot of fun. Definitely we will let you know what's next. It might be Fortnite. I think we're gonna probably maybe do Fortnite because I want to do some Fortnite fun for free.
And it's Smash after because Sephiroth came out sooner than we thought.
True. I didn't even think of Smash.
Yeah. But that's another time.
Yeah, so we'll have those conversations, let you guys know. Hopefully everyone who's listening comes out. It's always a fun time. And yeah, thank you guys for listening, and bye everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Let's go! HP Critical!